and Lyrical, coming to you straight out of NYC on this beautiful Saturday morning. Shout out to all my subs and listeners. Thank you for supporting this podcast as well as my YouTube channel. I've been doing this for half a decade, and this is only the beginning to great things. So I want to talk about this whole, it's not even a beef, I would say, but it's a call out. And it's a call out that is rightfully needed. You know, what happened between DJ, and I hate even saying it like this, with DJ Vlad, Tariq Nasheed, and Tommy Sotomayor back in 2016, because that's when it occurred. It occurred in 2016, I remember. Both Tariq Nasheed and Tommy Sotomayor actually distanced themselves from DJ Vlad. Now, DJ Vlad, you know, I believe that because of the whole FBA movement and the fact that it's gaining steam and many people have wised up to DJ Vlad and, you know, they say, you know, he's like this sort of Asian provocateur because every time a lot of the rappers go on his show and do interviews, they say, you know, they getting hit with all of these charges. And Tariq Nasheed through the years was calling that out. And the reason being is because back in 2016, what Vlad was telling DJ Academics, because DJ Academics said Tariq is a cool person, Vlad basically said, no, I don't deal with him, you know, because he got me in the middle of this situation with him and Tommy Sotomayor, and he basically barged in to my interview with Tommy and basically was bullying him. And then Tommy felt some kind of way, like I set him up. So not only did I take down his interview, but I took down everything that was related to Tariq Nasheed. Mind you, if it wasn't for people like Tariq Nasheed, his channel would have never popped. I want to make that clear. But he mentioned that to DJ Academics because DJ Academics had interviewed Tariq Nasheed. And they had a really good rapport. And when Tariq was talking about, you know, hip-hop is to come from Jamaica, he was like, you know, I was told different. He was like, okay, I see what you mean. And they're cool. And Vlad likes to cause discord amongst black hip-hop personalities, artists, and so forth. So I'm going to tell you what happened because I remember this very well. Vlad is lying. Vlad has scheduled both of those interviews simultaneously between Tommy Sotomayor and Tariq Nasheed, okay? He was doing that to gain attention so that he could trend. So what happened was Tariq really came down to the studio thinking that, you know, his interview is going to be, you know, that day. And he basically knew that Tommy was going to be there sort of as well. Because what happened, no, he didn't know Tommy was going to be there. What happened was that he basically caught, supposedly, this is what I remember. I'm going to have to backtrack this. He basically caught Tommy being interviewed by Vlad. So he came down there with the Coon Train Award. And they was beefing going back to like 2014, but really 2015, it came to a head. By 2016, it was just raw. So he was like, here's your Coon Train Award. So Tommy was like, I don't want it. Now Tommy is wearing this middleweight belt. He's wearing this like boxing belt, you know, like he's a champion. So he was like, no, Tariq's like, no, take it. You deserve it. You Coon Award. So he basically did, you know, interrupt the interview. But it's not like he basically did it, you know, like, oh, I'm going to come down there and, you know, disrupt it. He was scheduled also to be interviewed by Vlad that day. So Tariq had basically said to Vlad, listen, why would you schedule an interview with me and didn't really let me know right away that you was doing an interview the same day? Now, I believe that the reason why he brought the Coon Train Award was because it was probably like a prop to basically say, you know, Tommy, this is your Coon Train Award, and probably giving it to Vlad to basically give to him the next time he interviewed Tommy, or if he ever interviewed him. Because if I'm mistaken, that was the second time Tommy was interviewed. I don't believe that was the first. But because of the jankiness behind it, Tariq said, I'm not dealing with the dude anymore because I felt played. If you would have just said something to me about that, I would have been cool with it. And I would have been like, okay, I wouldn't have, necessarily turned it down. It would have been a perfect opportunity. But the fact that you didn't tell me and you didn't even tell Tommy, and it seemed like you did it to gain steam. Because let me tell you something, that raw footage of that incident is sure ends up on Vlad TV. Because that's how I saw it. And it gained a lot of views. If I'm not mistaken, it was like a little bit over 100. Because this is still the golden era of YouTube before they were being, like censoring a lot of videos. So Vlad is mad at Tariq because Tariq stopped dealing with him. And now that Tariq is doing his own thing and he's gaining even more momentum with his documentaries than even before, it's like he don't need a DJ Vlad. He don't need a Vlad TV. He got his own. But see, here's the thing. I blame Lord Jamar for making Vlad TV relevant. Because if it wasn't for Lord Jamar validating this man, all these people wouldn't have gone on his channel and do interviews. And then Lord Jamar, who not only isn't FBA, but is against lineage reparations, who has worked with Tariq Nasheed in the past, it's like, damn, it all makes sense. It all comes back full circle. And also, too, he's a Pan-Africanist. So you see, it's really interesting how all this comes out. So Tariq Nasheed is rightfully calling him out because he brought up his name. Tariq been moved on from that. He just tells people, be careful going on Vlad TV. And rightfully so. Because you will get caught up in some nonsense, just like he set up both Tariq Nasheed and Tariq Nasheed. And I think he wanted a full-on fight, but I gotta commend both of them. They wouldn't give him that. So really, it didn't really pan out the way it was supposed to. So he took both of them off. Now Tariq Nasheed really went in on that situation. He went in on that situation because he was like, you allow this man to come up on me. And I'm sitting down interviewing you, and you like, what is he doing here at the same time? And then Tommy realized, oh, you scheduled us at the same motion. You were trying to set something up to happen, but we didn't give you what you wanted. And even though he didn't talk bad about Tommy like he did Tariq, he basically said, I just threw the whole thing away. I don't really want to deal with that whole era and sector of YouTube, which is like black men that think for themselves. Because that's really what it is. You can talk about Tommy all you want, but Tommy Sotomayor, at least, he does think for himself. And the same thing with Tariq. And Tariq calling out Vlad was rightfully done. And it needed to be done. And I really think that this is beginning the end for Vlad TV. Because he don't get the views like he once did. And with that being said, I'm signing out. Thank you for listening. Subscribe, like, hit the notification bell. Share, comment, and I'll talk to you soon. Later.